Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another Clear Mountain Monastery interview. Tonight, we're very happy to have Ajahn Mudito join us. Ajahn, thanks so much for joining us. Ajahn, I'm going to read a quick bio of you. Ajahn is joining us from Sudhavāri Buddhist Monastery in São Lourenço, Brazil. So, Ajahn Mudito was born in Sao Paulo in 1977. He began his practice at the Dharma House and in 2002 traveled to Thailand to deepen his Buddhist path. He resided at Wat Pah Nanachat, the International Buddhist Monastery located in northeastern Thailand. And there he was ordained as an Anagarika in 2002 and a Samanera in 2003. In 2004, that's 20 years ago, he's ordained as a Bhikkhu at Wat Nong Pah Pong by Venerable Luang Po Liem, and went on to live between 2005 and 2011 at Wat Pah Nanachat and various branch monasteries. In 2013, basically living most of his life in Thailand at Wat Pah Nanachat and with Luang Po Piak at Wat Pah Wat Cittabhavana in Pathum Thani, and I would meet you. I went and lived there for maybe 8 months or so, and I was just saying that you felt like a special character. You would come in. I think you were living at a branch monastery with Luang Po Isara at that time, and it was always great to have you come in. And you would live there. How long total did you live at Pah?
Actually, I didn't spend much time in Nanachat. I think only my year as a novice, and then my first Vasa I spent with Luang Po Ajahn Wat Pampawan, and then my second, I went back to Nanachat for a short while. Then my second Vasa, I already spent with Luang Po Piak, and then I didn't go back. I just stayed there from my second Vasa onwards. I just stayed with Luang Po Piak.
Okay, and when did you eventually come back to Brazil and start Sudhavāri?
I think 6 or 7 years ago. I think something like that.
Okay.
And so, Tanajan, just because most people on the live stream might not have met you before, we gave the basic outline of your path to robes, but can I just ask that kind of basic question, which is perennial? What made you ordain? What was the process that got you into robes?
Oh, I don't know what to answer. Well, I was we're trying to keep it short. Like I did everything people told me to do as a layperson. No, I tried I got a good job. I got a girlfriend. I got a car. I got my apartment. I did everything, but I never really felt like I've always, this is not exactly what I want to be doing, but what else? People say this is going to work, so I'm going to do it. So I did it. And then my last job was a very good job, like in a multinational company. And then I had this access to this really like successful people. And then it kind of, I absolutely don't want this. I don't want to be like this. This is not my place. I got to get out of here. So by then I was finishing college. And I want to get rid of my girlfriend as well. So I took an opportunity I just sold everything, sold my car, and went traveling. So I went to Europe, I went to India, I went to Nepal. And then my last stop would be Thailand. I just wanted to see the monastery. I had been practicing meditation in a Buddhist center in São Paulo for a while. And then I thought, well, I just want to see the monastery, just see how it is. And then I go back to Brazil, and then I kind of figured out what I'm going to do. But then when I arrived in Nanachat, Wat Pah Nanachat, I remember exactly the moment, exactly where I was. I remember the exact moment that I just stopped, looked around. And that this kind of very strong feeling of arrival. I arrived at the place. I didn't even know I was looking for the place. But it was a very, very peculiar, very clear feeling of I have arrived. So this is over. Whatever I was looking for has been found. So that's it. So I just stay there, ask to ordain and so on.
And who was abbot at the time at Nanachat?
At the time was Ajahn Dhamma.
Okay.
Ajahn, it's somewhat unique that you would be able to transition from Wat Nanachat to an actual Thai monastery with a Thai abbot and other Thai monks. Could you talk about that transition? I mean, I think something which prevents some people from doing that is that they just don't know Thai, but also there are a lot of cultural things, food-wise, climate-wise. So what allowed you to be able to shift, and why did you make that shift?
Back then, I thought it was because of being Brazilian. I thought Brazilian and Thai people have a similar culture. It's a tropical country, like not a first world country. A lot of things are very similar. The sense of humor is very similar. The kind of things that are funny in Brazil is also funny in Thailand. I would say like Thai people is a more polite Brazilian, more polite, less coarse Brazilian. But it didn't prove to be true with other people. So anytime Brazilian people ask me about it, go to a Thai monastery. You're gonna adapt like I did. But they don't. They don't adapt. I think it was just me actually. I remember like when I first arrived in Thailand, I remember being on a train to Ubon. And I remember this feeling like I haven't arrived home. So that was a very, very. I had this three strange feelings. Like I remember this feeling as soon as I arrived in Thailand. I remember that feeling I just described when I got to the Wat Pah Nanachat. And then there was a third time when I met Luang Po Piak. When I met him, it was very, very clear feeling, like something different, because I was always a very skeptical person. So I said, well, this is strange. Well, must be something. I didn't bother. I said, well, whatever. I don't know what it is, but I didn't think of anything. But later, thinking about later on, and then things that happened afterwards, probably it's karma. It was. Yeah, I suspect it was easy for me because I probably some karma from the past. Like it was very. I remember for example, being Wat Pah Nanachat, and then sometimes we would go to Wat Pah Pong. Even though I didn't know the language, I felt very much more comfortable with Thai people than I did with the Westerners. Like even though I could speak the same language, and then in Thai I did not understand the language, but when I got there, I felt okay. I got this. I understand what's happening around me. Like even though I couldn't speak the language, I felt I could understand, relate more to what was happening than being in the Western monastery. So I just went. I thought, okay, I can handle this. So I just went to live in the Thai monastery. It was hard. Like I don't recommend to any nowadays. I don't recommend. I said no, just go to Wat Pah Nanachat. No, just don't, because it is hard. Like it was really challenging. But in the end, it came out okay. But if people ask me about it, no, just go to Wat Mapja. We go to a place where they are prepared to receive Westerners. Is don't do it like me. Yes. But in the end, it was fine.
I do remember this about you, Thanajan. The first time we got to talk, we were on alms round together at Mapjan, and you talked about this deep love of the Thai Ajahns, and like when you first learned to speak Thai and translate Longta Mahabua's talks, how it just lit a fire in you. And would you speak to this side of you with the Krooba Ajahns? Mainly, perhaps beginning just with Luang Po Piak, like who is Luang Po Piak and what gave you faith in him over these years? Do you have any stories? I mean, he's a pretty, very well-known teacher in Thailand, but I think some people on this live stream might not be aware of, his stature.
Yes. Luang Po actually coming to Brazil in November, end of December. He'll be visiting here again. But anyways, Luang Po Piak, he's a disciple of Luang Po Chah. Like he's from the later generations of disciples, people who actually ordained with Luang Po Chah just before Luang Po got sick. But so he was one of this later generation, same generation with Ajahn Tan, Ajahn Anan. The three of them were very good friends in Wat Pah Pong. They would help each other in their practices. So he got good development with his practice very early. Even as a layman, he already got very advanced practice. So very early, Luang Po Chah asked him to be an abbot. Like with only 5 vasa already, Luang Po Chah already sent him to open a monastery in where he is today, even to this day, like in Wat Pah, in the Phakram village. So yes, he's very good reputation among practitioners, among all the the teachers in Thailand. Everybody praise him for his practice, his deep knowledge of Dharma and so on. So that's about Luang Po Piak.
Do you have any stories of him or teachings he gave you which particularly kind of stick in your mind or heart?
No. Luang Po, it was, I don't know if whatever. I think it's a bit his character as well. Like being quite openly, he's not very charismatic. He's not very like it's not like Ajahn Chah or Ajahn Nan to really good talking to you. He will listen to your problems. He doesn't do that. He's very stern, very firm. Like my first 5 years, he wouldn't speak to me at all. Like I was always like very afraid to go ask him any questions. Every time he looked at me, it was always to give me some admonishment or to make fun of me or something, criticize me. First 5 years, I would rarely speak to him at all. Like I was really, really cranky, like getting close to him. So, but yet, like I felt very, very strong his presence in the monastery, and then his teachings was always something relevant to me. When he give Dhamma talk, sometimes we would do a 7-day period of practicing all night long. So every night he would give a teaching during 7 days. Like every night he would give a teaching. Always something very relevant to what I was doing, like to the point of being strange. Like, so it's just too much coincidence. Whatever I was practicing, he would speak about exactly that. Like sometimes would be a little, even freak me out a little bit, So I didn't speak much to him actually. I only went to ask him question that I remember only 3 times. Only 3 times in my life I actually went to him and make a Dhamma question. Other than that, I would just listen to his Dhamma talk and try to practice. That was it. Keep practicing. And then, he's a very peculiar character. If you live with him, you can't help but being influenced now by him. So I don't know. Just got along. I just like his style. I just like his style. I admit it's not the most charismatic. I don't recommend it to anybody, but for me it worked. For me, for some reason, some karma, it just worked. Now for me, just nowadays it's much more like I said, like five first year, I would even speak to him. And he always time he looked at me was always to criticize or give me some admonishment or something like that. But after 5 years, our relationship changed. Now it's very relaxed. We're always joking and chatting and making fun. Now it's much more relaxed. I think it's just his style of teaching was like that, for me at least. Like for example, Tan Kobilo, he was very different. Like he was very talkative, very nice. Ajahn Kobilo, he was talk to him, praise Ajahn Kobilo. For me, never. Like 5 years, I never had one single praise coming from him. Always criticism. It took 5 years for him to praise me even once. Like so, even to the point when the first time he praised me, I even got, what was happening? I don't know why he's praising me. It must be a test. He must be testing me, something like that. So, but it was just his way of teaching me, and it worked well. Like I reacted very well to that. For me, it was very valuable. Like it made me very, very. I don't know. It just my mind reacted well to that attitude. So it was just the way it was.
I think I would have reacted pretty badly to that.
Yes, I seen people. I see like one monk who just couldn't take it. Like he left the monastery saying, "Well, Luang Po hates me." He was resolute. He was speaking, "Mudito, I'm sure Luang Po hates me." I say, "No, don't worry. He did. It was much worse with me. Like, don't worry. This is just the way it is. Like, it's just the way of teaching." But not everybody reacted well. Like for me, it was great. Like for me, it was tough, but really, really good. It was really, really useful for me. Really helpful.
I mean, basically, I followed Ajahn Nando there on my third Vasa, and was just there for like 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks of my third Vasa before coming back to America. And I was so inspired. I mean, and he inspired me to practice. My last day there, I asked him, I'm going to go back to America. How much should I practice? And unlike any other teacher I ever met, he says, you need to practice 5 hours a day. And I said, okay, how much of that should be sitting and how much should be walking? And he told me, I should be doing 3 hours of walking or 2 hours of sitting, something like that. And I said, Tanajan Lumpur Kap, I won't be able to do that unless I tell you about it. So I kind of organized with Ajahn Sprite, his upatak, to like send report cards every 2 weeks. And but it was impressive. Like something about him got me to practice more than I thought that I would. Yeah. So
also the whole environment is really, if you can, it is a very, very, very Thai monastery. There's no cushion for Westerners there. Like they don't care. They're just doing the Thai thing. They don't care about Western, your opinions. They just do their Thai thing. They don't give a damn about Westerners there. So if you can digest that, the environment is really inspired, because there's Luang Po Piak, and then he's all his friends. There's always people coming by. There's also some Krooba Ajahn passing by, spending the night, and then they come very often. You develop a relationship with them as well. So it was just him, but just being there. There was always, I think, like the atmosphere were impregnated with Dhamma. All around the people. It's just always in your head, like. You're just always hearing stories about this Krooba Ajahn did that, this Krooba Ajahn this. He's good like this. He was this kind of parami in the past life. He did this. And then you're always hearing, like, even though when there was not some like very good teacher coming to visit, you always hear like he would give it, tell us, in Samut Pakram, there is this one monk there. You should go pay a respect to him. And then we get there, just like this Wat Pah, like it's just old monk sitting there. They said this guy is an Arahant. And then you get to know about all these things now. You get, this one's Bodhisattva, this one's Arahant, this one is this one is that. So it is a very like the Dhamma is just really seeping into the atmosphere, always thinking about it, talking about it, talking about practice now, how hard Ajahn so-and-so practice, how many hours he sat, what kind of aditana he did, like. So this was very, very thick atmosphere with Dhamma practice, So that just keeps you very inspired.
So Tanajan, I mean, this kind of humming in the atmosphere in Thailand, like the cicadas, which you feel in certain places with the Dhamma, I think it is something many people have noted, and in the atmosphere with Luang Po Piak, or I've even heard tell of with Longtang Mahabua's Dhamma talks, you wouldn't even have to understand them. Just the voice itself would impact people and change them. I'm curious just if you would speak more about kind of the Dhamma you encountered in Thailand, which some of the people watching will never have gotten to meet. Do you feel like you met many enlightened beings? Are there some, do you think there are a few alive now? And how do you know when you're feeling that kind of Dharma hum or energy kind of crackling in the air? Was that something you feel very viscerally when you touch it? And do you miss it if you don't have it now? Or maybe you do, I don't know.
Well, you don't know if somebody is enlightened or not. You should not know that. You have to be aware of it. Knowing such a thing is for those who have special skills that we don't have. So we don't know for sure, and it's fine. It's good that we don't know. Like it's recognizing our ignorance. It's good the worst thing I think. The worst thing is when people think they know something. So if you don't know, you are aware that you don't know. That's great. But we do know. I cannot speak much because I can tell that many of these teachers, that for sure they're not normal. that I know for sure. No, they're not normal people, because they do things that normal people don't do. So that I can tell. And then as far as I study in the suttas, probably that comes from samadhi. So samadhi is not the same as enlightenment, but it is quite nice, quite impressive, But then like them, some of them will speak. Now, if you know them well, if you get close to them, they will speak more freely about it. So they're going to tell you, if they got attained anything, how they attained, which level they have attained. Sometimes like Luang Po Piak would do, like he would tell, in such a place, this monk is enlightened, such place, this monk is a bodhisattva. He would tell us that so we can go in respect, good, do merit, here's some teachings. One of these monks, just give an example why he would do that. One of these monks was called Luang Po Piak, which is a very common name in Thailand. So don't even look for it because it's so many Lek. But this one, it was somewhere like near, I think, if I not mistaken, Samut Pakram, I think. Luang Po Piak, he was just an old monk. He was sick already, like very, very sick, very old and sick, laying in bed and smoking, of course. It's almost dying, he's still like smoking a cigarette. So we went there, we went very respectful because Luang Po Piak said, he has very, very high level of practice and so on. So I went there with very respect. So I asked him about his practice a little bit. And he told me for 20 years, he had nothing, like zero. It was just a regular monk for 20 years. It took him 20 years before his practice started getting in like a rolling, So that's kind of thing, that just you never know what you're going to find. So you always know, go pay respect to this monk, or go just go and pay respect to anything at all. So you always tell us, this such a monk have attained this and that. And then other monks will praise Luang Po Piak as well. Like when we visit some other teachers, you say, I'm coming from Luang Po Piak. So they say, Luang Po Piak is one of the great masters and so on. So they also, they indicate one another to us as well. So they tell, this such person. So you get the picture. Now there's a lot of enlightened beings yet. Nowadays, probably a lot less, it lessen every day. Because just from the group that used to come to visit Luang Po Piak, many had Luang Po Nuon, Luang Po Samchai, Luang Po Buddha, 3 already dead. Luang Po right now, I don't think Luang Po Wan Chai is still alive. Luang Po Wan Chai was very sick, not sure if he's still alive or not. Luang Po Sai Tong probably still alive. Luang Po Bundit still alive, but very, very old, very sick. So they keep dying out. So but they still a few around. There's still a few around. So, and then as far as feeling something, that's very subjective. I wouldn't trust something like that. Sometimes you can feel it or not, but this is. I wouldn't trust that kind of feeling because people who are very impressionable, they always feeling something. So it's not necessarily something real. I would say that you can trust this kind of thing when you start to get more acquainted with your mind, and as your mind become more peaceful, then you can tell the difference. Otherwise, it can just be emotional excitement. So I wouldn't trust that too much. That thing I said with Luang Po Piak, I believe that is karma. This is a different kind of thing. You cannot count with something like that. It happened to me, but I don't think you can have that as an expectation when it starts.
Can we go back to that a little bit? How did Luang Po Piak? Did he visit Wat Nanachat, or what was that initial connection?
We were going from Nanachat to Taodam. We're going to spend the hot season in Taodam. So we went to pay respect to him. And then that's when I saw him, there was a very strong sensation that I can't describe to you. But it was very, very peculiar. But it was so strong that it got me thinking, what the hell is this? Such a strange sensation. And I'm always very skeptical. I'm not a very mystic person at all. So, that's strange. Well, then I thought to myself, people told me he is an Arahant. So maybe that's why I just got impressed because I heard he is an enlightened being. So, okay. So then I thought, from here, we're going to spend some time with Ajahn Anan. So when I get there, for sure, I'm going to have the same feeling. And then I went to, it didn't have the same feeling. Then I went to Ajahn Tan, and then Ajahn Tan also didn't have the same feeling. And then after that, many years went by, I never had the same feeling with someone else. Actually, in a certain situation, I had a similar feeling. And then But right nowadays I'm quite sure it's related to karma. It's not anything that is a connection I have with him. So.
Well, and so Thanajan, speaking about this heart of the Thai forest tradition, I mean, you have this core of, really attained and powerful, wonderful teachers. You have this sense of a bit of a mystical kind of humming right below the surface in Thailand. I think a lot of us have sort of felt that to some extent. And one of the other key aspects of the Thai forest tradition is Tudong, wandering on faith in the forest. You mentioned Dowdom, which is the branch of Nanachat deep in Kanchanaburi, these towering hardwoods and, jaguars, tigers, elephants, all of that. Would you have any experiences you can share with us about, living in the jungle or going on Tudong, just that aspect of the Thai forest tradition that you've kind of encountered? What have you found useful in that?
Well, I don't know if it is. It's a funny story, but I don't know if it's useful, but it's a funny story.
We'll take a funny story.
When I was staying in Taodam, I was staying in the forest. I was in one of the last tiams, like all the way back in the forest. I want to, like young, I was still a novice, not even a monk yet. So I'm very idealist. Yeah, I'm going to stay deep in the forest by myself. Stay there. And then one night I was falling asleep already, almost falling asleep, and I start to hearing some sort of commotion in the forest around me, because you are in the dark there, and people don't know, like it was basically lying in the dark in the forest. Forest is a very alive with life around you, So just hearing this commotion around me, so what's happening, And then there was a stream nearby. So suddenly some animal jumped on the stream. You can hear the splash of the water. When he did that, and that animal did that, I can hear every single other animal running away, like away from, suppose like the stream was over there. So I can hear this multitude of animals just running. And I was laying down, just hearing everybody running away. I was just laying down. So, oh my God, what is coming towards me? There's something coming towards me. I don't know what it is. It sounds very big, and everybody else is scared of it. So I don't know. And then a few days before, they found footprints of tiger in the sand around where the monks were staying. So of course, the first thing that came to my head, well, there's a tiger for sure. There's a tiger. So, and then I was just lying there. So what should I do? So I thought, well, I'm going to lit my torch, my flashlight, to see what it is. And then I don't know. I was so afraid. The fear was so strong that I couldn't. I just got paralyzed. I couldn't move. Like, it was so much fear that I couldn't move. And then my mind went into a panic state. So that was interesting. And then it just suddenly slowly came back to normal. And I was kind of my started to calm down, so I could move again. Got up, and then by the time I got back to normal, the forest was back to its normal state. The crickets and so on. So I looked around. There was nothing. So I gotta leave. I can't stay anymore. It's just insane. Like, I was just a novice. I was just recently ordained. So. That's it. I'm gonna leave. Tomorrow I had to go already. I can't handle this. This is too much. I'm gonna leave for sure. Like, this is absolutely absurd. This is insane. I'm gonna leave. But of course, it was like midnight in the middle of the jungle. Leave where? Like, where are you gonna live to? Like, leave is even worse. Like, if staying there is already scary, imagine walking in the dark in the jungle. It's even worse. So I said, well, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna wait until tomorrow, but tomorrow morning I'm gonna pack my things. I'm out. I'm back to Brazil. Forget about this. So eventually I managed to fall asleep. I managed to relax and fall asleep. Then next morning I wake up. So as soon as I wake up, okay, so here we are. Let's pack our things and go. Then another voice inside my mind says, no, I'm not going anywhere. So what are you talking about? Yesterday we agreed we're going to leave. Yeah, but I don't want to go. then I thought, what happened? How come? Because it was sure, like it was crystal clear, like I have to leave it for sure. There's no doubt. Like I looked again. I remember looking at, are you sure you want to go? Like you came all the way here. You're gonna go? Yes, I'm going for sure. Like, there's no doubt at all. And then next morning it was gone. So that got me thinking, what happened? I said, oh, fear. Fear changed my mind. Now fear is gone. That my mind has changed. That for me was really, really interesting. It was very insightful how emotions change, like what makes sense or not. Like when you're angry, a certain line of thought makes sense. The anger is gone. That line of thought is just stupid. It makes no sense at all. So that was, this is really interesting. Like for me, it was very insightful that,
Mm.
So that was just, yes, that was useful.
That's a great lesson.
So,
Very funny. We'll open it up to questions in a minute. I am curious though. I mean, a little bit of a delay, but 14 years after that occurrence when you were a novice, you did end up going back to Brazil. And what has it been like? I mean, Brazil is not yet a Buddhist country, and
No.
starting up a forest monastery. Yeah, tell us about your experience there.
It's quite easy actually. It's just very easy. I don't know. It seemed very smooth. Like I don't know. I get along well with people. I think a little bit of luck as well. I end up in a place that's very nice, like very nice neighbors. I get along with everybody. Brazil, like I said, Brazilian and Thai people are similar. They're very, very good sense of humor. They like chatting. They like to make friends. So it's easy to talk to one another. No, it's not like you don't know this kind of tension when you meet somebody. So you know what they're going to say. You meet, oh, how you doing? It's very easy. It's very easy to start conversations and so on. Even dressed as a Buddhist monk, like I'm here in the countryside. Nobody knows nothing about Buddhism. Like very like a rural area. Even dressed as a monk. No, just like a Luang Po Liem was insisting. I already, he didn't have to tell me. I already decided that I will go Pindabat every day. So just going Pindabat every day. No, you dress weird. Everybody looks weird to you. So, but you just walk by and say good morning, and then walk by. That's it. They don't need to answer. You just say good morning, and they keep walking. Next day you say again, hey, good morning. They answer, good morning. So you already improved a little bit. Now they saying good morning to you. So one fine day, you just stop by. Oh, it's kind of hot today. Yeah, it's kind of hot. They just start talking. Just like it's not a big deal. Like it's something very simple. So in the end, they get to know you. They say, oh, it's just a regular person. There's nothing. It's just a guy. The look of a monk might be very intimidating. But when you get to talk to them, yeah, just a guy, it's fine. So they all relax and they start joking, and then it's very, very friendly, very easy. Like weather is good. I get Pindabat every day, so people are nice. Things are simple to be done here. This way is very similar to Thailand as well. That you just build whatever you want. Like you don't need to follow so many regulations. You can hire a guy from your neighborhood to help you build. You don't need permits. You don't need an architect. You don't need. I do my own plumbing. I do my own electricity. Just know everything very, very loose, very easy. Easy to get. It's difficult. The difficult part is we don't have a lot of money, but on the other way, things are cheap. So we don't have money, but things are cheap. So it's going okay. It's well balanced. I don't want anything to get better than what it is right now. I don't want it to get worse, but I don't want it to get better. For me, this is just podi, just enough. Like so, there's enough people interested, not too many, but enough. And we're not very wealthy, but we managed to build a monastery sitting here in the Kuti, so it's fine. This is going well, I think.
Thank you, Ajahn. And that's the podi, enough is a great Thai metric for the monastic life. I think we have a question from the chat. Venerable Sir, your name reminds me to cultivate appreciative joy, sadhu. Can you speak how to work with empathetic distress and overload when you contemplate the suffering of the lower realms? So I guess, how do we keep sympathy or care for those who are suffering from overwhelming and still maintain an open heart?
I'm a terrible person to ask Dharma questions because I have this maybe Luang Po Piak influence or not, but I don't care about any of that. To be quite honest, you're just putting so many like duties to be performed. I have to feel empathy for beings in the lower realms. What are you doing? Like, why are you doing that? Why are you not like a no? I think as a Dharma practitioner, but of course, like I'm not enlightened or anything, so you don't have to take me as a standard for anything. Just by asking me, so you're gonna have to. you did the mistake of asking me, so now you're gonna have to listen to the answer. I think the duty as a Dharma practitioner, you have to study your own mind, and then gain knowledge, gain wisdom. So if you take like how, of course, that is very vague. So how did the Buddha frame that job of learning about yourself, gaining wisdom about yourself? He put into the frame of Sila, Samadhi, Panya. So Sila doesn't need much explanation, but it's always something that useful that can be said about Sila. But most everybody can figure it out, Sila, no? But always, hearing some device is good as well. But then you get to the level of Samadhi, which, in a way is kind of pacifying the mind, concentrating the mind, making the mind peaceful, making the mind stable, making the mind consistent, good quality, clear, awakened. No, I don't really. I mean, Samadhi is much more than just concentration. There's a lot of qualities that get together. No? So what I imagine, most everybody can figure out Sila. So so what else should we do besides Silas? Work in making your mind peaceful is important, is useful. It's very, very useful. It's really, really good. Like in terms of develop wisdom, is one of the best things that is. So about having compassion, feel empathy for the beings in the lower realms, only if that is in the context of making your mind more peaceful. If that is useful, when you spread metta to the beings in lower realms that pacify your mind, you gain clarity of mind, you become energetic, you get like your mind becomes wholesome, and fine, do it. But you don't do it as a duty. You don't have a duty to feel empathy for the beings in the lower realm. You're just creating tasks to be performed. Why you come up with beings in the lower realm? Why are you doing that in the first place? Like, where did it came from? Like it seems like so random, It's just don't create too many complications in your practice. Is already difficult enough. You start to create complications like that. You just work with yourself first. Like look at your mind. Now it should be obvious what's going on. If you just look, it should be obvious. Just work at that first. Like have faith in that. Have faith like in self-knowledge. Have faith in peaceful mind. It's really, really important. Really, really useful. It's not something to neglect. So that's what we answer. Like, don't worry about it. Just try to be peaceful. Just start with that. If that peace comes from wisdom, then it is more than enough to get you going. I also know something. Maybe like I would say, I stayed Luang Po Piak for 10 years, 12 years. I only asking question 3 times in my life. I always have this prerogative that you should be self-sufficient as much as possible. So all these doubts about beings in lower realms, all this can be answered if you learn how to make your mind peaceful. That is the key for so many other knowledge. So really focus on that. Like I think is a much more useful use of your energy and your mind capacity. Use that your mind capacity, your intelligence, your wisdom, your energy to that goal. From there, all your other questions will be answered, or they will just die away, which is even better. And it just becomes irrelevant. So, well, what about lower beings? I don't know. I don't care. Just so much more peaceful. All
right, Ajahn, to minimize our questions, I'm going to combine 2, and these are very earthy, very embodied questions. So the first one is, Ajahn, how do you develop patience regarding the mosquitoes, lust, and troubles when in Thailand? And a related question is, how do you deal with Thailand's heat? Does the body eventually adjust? So mosquitoes and heat and other troubles, etc.
I think you use it to your practice. It only makes sense in terms of Cittabhavana. Otherwise, it just don't make sense. Like, why would you endure that? And it's just annoying. Like, if they have disease, why would you do it? Like, if you're not developing Cittabhavana, then get into a mosquito net, put some repellent, whatever. But if you are interested in Cittabhavana, then use it. Like, for example, I didn't know, now like 20 years on, you can look back and see how useful it was, where it was useful. But back then, you just did it because that's it. That's what you do. That you're a Buddhist monk, you just endure. No, that is part of being a Buddhist monk. You endure. You have kanti, or ton. They say in Thailand, or ton. But now that I look back on it, this is very useful because if you can endure a mosquito biting you, for sure you're going to be able to endure your mind feeling anxiety, feeling anger, feeling desire, because those are not very strong actually. If you actually look at it from a very practical point of view, anger is very soft feeling compared to mosquito bite. That's super soft. It's not very strong. So if you can endure mosquito biting, why would I endure anger? No, just sitting there and feel angry. That's fine. I can do that. I've done much worse than this. Like, mosquito bite is so much stronger than this feeling of irritation or feeling of anxiety. What's going to happen next? I don't know. Should I do anything? You should be very clear-minded. You're very what exactly is that? It's a feeling. Okay, is a strong feeling? No, not that much. It's not that bad. Compare with heat, and I was like, I got so sick in time. I was so sick, and I managed to endure that. Why wouldn't I be able to endure this anxiety, this uncertainty? This is so. I don't know. It's very empowering. Mm-hmm. If you do that, if you learn how to break away, lose your relationship of slaveship towards sensations, not being slaved by sensation anymore. Oh, this is so nice. Like, such a relief. Like, when you actually learn when you can do it. Oh, such a relief. It's the relief, the sensation of freedom, the sensation of liberty is much, much bigger than the discomfort. I have to sit there and deal with the mosquito, with the heat and whatever. The discomfort is not as big as the reward that you get from going through that and learning from that, conquering that through wisdom, not just sheer endurance and biting your tongue and enduring. Now, if you can overcome that to develop wisdom, it's very much worth it. So it's not so bad. If you do it in the context of Cittabhavana, it's okay. It's not too bad, actually. It's quite nice, actually. Mm-hmm. And then as far as, does anybody ever adapt? I think so. Some people adapt. I didn't. My body never really adapted. My mind could handle it. My body never really adapted. I was always sick when I was in Thailand. So I just incorporate that into my practice. So I practice with sickness. It's fine. But like coming here back to Brazil, here the weather is much more docile, not so aggressive. So my health improved a lot with coming back. So yeah, some people adapt, some people don't, but not sure.
Ajahn, this has been such a nice interview, honestly. And just some comments from the chat. This is such a refreshing and great interview. Thank you. I'm so thankful for your wisdom, Ajahn Mudito. Thank you so much. So just really appreciate you joining us and giving us this kind of glimpse into the heart of the Thai forest tradition. It's really the joy with which you hold it is very palpable and kind of invigorating. It's been about 1.5 years since we've been to Thailand, so it's nice to actually kind of remember all of it. And for those who want, I know we didn't get to all the questions, but for those who are interested, we, as we usually do on Wednesdays, are going to move over to Zoom from 6:45 to 7:30. I pasted the link into the chat. Ajahn Mudito will be joining us. And If you don't see the link there, feel free to go to clearmountainmonastery.org and find the Wednesday evening live stream listing, and the link will be there. And yeah, just Ajahn, we so appreciate you taking the time.